So let me get this straight. This dude, Paul BIRDSONG, who is now talking about he is the head of the Black Panther Party, right? He is a former gang member. How you go from a gang member to a Black Panther? Dude was a gang member, and all of a sudden he is now a Black Panther who does not look like a so-called black man at all. He looks like either a Latino or some sort of Middle Eastern, I say Latino, and he co-opts and takes charge of it, or just starts using the name Black Panther Party without no regards for the Black Panthers that's still around. Without any regards. Smells like agent provocateur nonsense to me. It sounds like something to get the young groups or these bloods and groups, that gangs that he was affiliated with, to align themselves with the Black Panther Party. And they get slaughtered in the street by ICE. This is what you call a Judas goat. From the outside looking, this is a Judas goat. First of all, you take the Black Panthers, which was started by Black Americans, indigenous Americans. You take this organization, that was started by young black people in the 50s and the 60s, and you then in 2026 turn it into some sort of, rescue group for immigrants. This guy says that Huey P. Newton, that he was a globalist and that he cared about all oppressed people, not just black people. Okay. And though Huey P. Newton did have a philosophy where he felt that all oppressed people were supposed to come together, and that he being a catalyst for making that happen, doesn't mean that all the Black Panthers agreed with him. You had a lot of agents in the Black Panther Party, a whole lot of agents, a whole lot of government agents that was spreading rumors, misinformation, causing, internal struggle and strife in the Black Panther Party. It was always full of agents. So it just seemed like it's no different today. How this guy just going to go and co-opt it? He's not even black. He's not even a so-called Black American. You look at this guy and tell, he might have somewhere in him, but you can clearly see it. Nobody gets black off him. And how do you then co-opt the movement and take it to help immigrants? And then I think one of the old timers came out and said that they not with it. Why are none of these black people, like these Black Panthers, speaking up on it? The old timer, I forget what his name is. He kept talking about this guy, talking about he's an elder. The guy made a statement. The guy who's head of the old school Black Panthers, he made a statement that they not with none of this stuff this dude talking about. So let me get this straight. Y'all don't have the name trademarked. Like anybody can just go and start calling themselves Black Panthers and take the name and the mission in a whole nother direction. That's what you're saying? Y'all don't own the rights to the name Black Panther. Black Panthers, anybody could just come and just take the name like that, because y'all should be able to sue this dude to shut him down if y'all not in agreement. But what it makes it look like is that y'all are in total agreement. And let me say this, for him to say that people are saying that Huey Newton was a globalist for all oppressed people, and he named Latinos and anybody, he started naming these immigrants. I'm like, yeah, well, the hell with what Huey P. Newton was talking about. Huey P. Newton was a crackhead at the end of his life. He started smoking crack. Okay. So, so he did some, don't mean everybody agreed with. A lot of them guys that was in the Black Panther, the real sincere ones are the ones who lost their lives. Like, what's the guy who, Fred Hampton, he lost his life, and he was set up by people within the Panther movement. So you had a lot of COINTELPRO operatives within the Black Panther Party. Yeah. And this dude just seemed like he one of them. Again, I think he gonna lead the impressionable gang members that he was a part of. I think he gonna lead them into the slaughter. He gonna have them putting on damn black berets, talking about we gotta help the immigrants. The immigrants don't give a damn about Black Americans. These Latinos, there's no black and brown coalition. These people don't give a damn about black people. When they get a chance, if they was to get over here, they're going to side right with the Caucasians as Republicans. So being that they voted for Donald Trump, being that they want to be Republican, they want to be down with that little white power structure. This is what they getting, and this is their answer they getting in return. I don't support none of that. But this guy right here, like I said, if black men follow this guy, they fools. Because that's the only thing I could see him trying to do is trying to rally up black men in Chicago, trying to get them to, or wherever they at, trying to rally up these gangs. He's trying to lead them into slaughter. You see, because and then he made some statement about putting a hole through a ICE agent. Really? He actually said that, a federal agent. Like, really? He's trying to, as far as I'm concerned, he's not locked up. That could be taken as a threat on a law enforcement officer, and he's not locked up in jail. Something don't sound right. Something sound like he trying to, because again, he has to have his little troops. Who's going with him to help immigrants? And if you got a bunch of fool-ass black people who will go out there and go and try to help these people or try to get in the way of ICE and get shot down. You know them white boys got bigger guns than y'all. You know that. You know they got endless bunch of ammunition. They backed up. They up under the, talking about they not real police. And yes, they are. They law enforcement up under the Homeland Security. Okay? So he's trying to call himself defending immigrants, not going to black neighborhoods and whatnot, because that was one of the biggest problems with the Black Panther Party. See, there was no problem when they were helping out in the black neighborhoods, feeding the children, lunch programs, patrolling the streets, making sure police ain't beating up on black people in the neighborhoods like they was doing. Gangs or rogue white police. See, they was fine when they was doing that. Minute Huey P. Newton starts trying to get into this whole international thing and international oppressed people, people that don't give a damn about our plight and struggle over here. The minute he started doing that was the downfall of the Black Panthers. Got them on the radar, going up to the damn what was the Capitol? They walked in on a Congress meeting holding guns and rifles and something like that, talking about they got their rights to carry arms. I'm like, you only bring out, tools of destruction when your communities are under attack. That's when you bring them out. You only bring out those tools when when your community's under attack by other forces. That's when you bring them out. You don't bring them out trying to make no damn statement. You see, a lot of these people, like I said, these fake revolutionaries talk all of this, putting holes through people. Like I said, man, a lot of these guys is hot air, man. They hot air. And like I said, dude is he's a gang member. So if you a gang member, Paul BIRDSONG, you a gang member, or at least that's where you were dropped off at, deposited. You might have been deposited up in there in them gang sets just so you can inform one of them gang members. This dude probably be around, next thing you know, a lot of you niggas end up in jail. A lot of y'all cats end up in jail. But I don't really have no sympathy for gang members because all they do is terrorize their own people. All they do is terrorize their own community. They never help to defend the community. They never, get up on people who try to come into the community, harm the people of the community. They never stand up for their community. They always stand against their community. So they're terrorists against the black community by proxy. That I consider gangs terrorists to black communities by proxy. A bunch of cowards who only assault their own people, harm their own kind. You see, cause chaos and confusion in their own neighborhoods. Sell narcotics in their grandmama neighborhoods. That's what they do. And dude was a part of that. So right there already, if you think about this, you had no problem being a part of a mechanism, a gang that terrorizes black neighborhoods. But now you want to be a Black Panther and go and help immigrants. You see the irony of it. He was a gang member that does nothing but terrorize black neighborhoods. He's a blood member according to allegedly, but then you want to go and be a Black Panther and help your people. You couldn't be a Black Panther and help Black people. You want to be a Black Panther and do good and help other races of people, help immigrants.